Boruto chapter 45 was amazing. This was an information chapter. It was less fighting and more of Amado giving us information about Kara, the Otsutsuki, Jigen, all of that in just one chapter. And if you like anything Naruto, Boruto related, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. So without further ado, let's get to the video.
Everything's going Koji, see me loopy. I can't let a nigga shoot me, I'm in a two-seat. And before I speak about it, rather grab it loosely. 30 clip at a dip, I'm in a hoopty.
So first, getting to the chapter, we see Amado hold Shikadai as hostage. And my man Shikamaru was not having that because he was trying to kill Amado, even though he said, if you hurt me or do anything to me, I'm gonna kill your son. So the only best option for you and everybody else up in the room is to just listen to Amado and see what he has to say. So Boruto asked Sumire, what does defect mean? And she said, quote unquote, it's like when someone can't stay in their land or group any longer for some reason. So they seek protection from another land and escape to there. So everyone's saying it's like he ran away from Kara, because Jigen has never let Amado leave his sight, because he's always been up in the hideout because he knows too much information about Kara and everything else. So go over to Kara, we see Code and the Ten Tails, and they're using the Akatsuki communication thing to speak to each other. And Jigen was saying, don't let your guard down because Sasuke already know where that place is at. And then the man himself, Koji, appears, man. It's been a long time. It's been about, I want to say 8 chapters since we last seen Koji said that this is the perfect time for me to attack him. And we're finally going to get it the next chapter. And Jigen says, long time no see. What's the mission progress? It's still in progress, Lord Jigen, even as we speak. And it's funny because we see Jigen say sit as if like everything is cool and they have no beef. So now going back to the interrogation of Amado and the man Katsusuke, the scientist, he's over here having a blast because he's saying if this defection gets approved, Amado can help him around with the laboratory. And it will also be a benefit to Kawaki since he built him. And Kawaki said, not just me, but everyone in Kara are cyborgs. So he said all, including Koji. Because remember from the previous chapter, we seen Koji say, it feels like I've been programmed like this, meaning that he's a cyborg. So now it confirms that he is a robot. So now going back to Koji and Jigen, we see Mr. Vessel over here say, how's the process going with Kawaki? Because I don't see him with you. And then Koji said, I was there from a distance, but frankly, I didn't believe my own eyes when he suddenly appeared in front of Kawaki. And Koji seems a little bit upset because Jigen was able to go to Kawaki in an instant, whenever he wanted. And then he has Koji to do all the work, even though he could have easily appeared in seconds. Now, this right here is when it starts to get crazy because Jigen said, in my opinion, this current situation all stems from the airship's crash landing. That was a direct cause of Kawaki's breakout. First of all, that was no accident. Someone attacked the airship in transit, caused it to crash. This is amazing news because we all thought that Kawaki escaped from the airship, but then now it's confirmed that it was purposely attacked. And throughout this entire chapter of Jigen speaking to Koji and Amado, it felt like they were so close about to tell us who Koji really is, because Jigen also said this is a prime opportunity for us to talk, Koji. And there was a gap between talk and Koji, so I felt like he was trying to get something right here, as if he knew who Koji really was. So now going back to the hidden leaf, and this is where it gets juicy. So he said, you may already know this, but Jigen is an Otsutsuki, or rather, he became an Otsutsuki. He originally was an ordinary human just like us. So this right here, whenever he was saying ordinary human, and like I was thinking that he was about to bring up Boruto as well, because Boruto and Jigen are very alike, because they have legit Otsutsuki members inside of them, unlike Kawaki. And then Amado said, let me start by explaining exactly who the Otsutsuki really are. They are invaders from another planet, to put it plainly. They are alien parasites. That's the only reason why they come and they leave for another planet. And everyone seems surprised, even though they know like a good portion about the Otsutsuki, because we have Kagura, Momoshiki, Kenshiki, Urashiki. So this is plenty of information. And to me, I thought that this was quite obvious on what their true intentions were. So now going back to Amado, he's saying they plant a divine tree in the ground, an enormously large tree. Its roots grow deeply, reaching every corner of the planet, just like mold in your bathroom. And it sucks the chakra from all life-living things on the planet. Whew, that is scary news right there. And then he also said everyone on the planet would die eventually. And I find this very funny because Naruto says these alien parasites. Why would they do such a thing? Now this is weird because I'm like, are they gonna change the name from Otsutsuki to alien parasites? Like, come on, man, they are still Otsutsuki. Let's call it Otsutsuki members. I know alien parasites. Nah, come on now. Like, and then Amado is still spilling tea, and he said, once the divine tree is finished absorbing everything, it will bear a large fruit. The chakra fruit are lumps of tremendous energy and gigantic information. The Otsutsuki update themselves by eating them. That's how the species evolve. So Amado is just going crazy with the information. And I was hoping that he was going to say something about Boruto, because he's the vessel of an Otsutsuki. And this is where it gets even more intense. Amado says, have you been there? And Sasuke said, don't tell me you. And back to Amado, yeah, I planted it there. So the shinobi world is coming to an end because the divine tree is growing, and if they don't do anything to stop it right now, it's gonna be tough, man. Because like Amado said, it's going to take all life-living things on the planet and kill them, basically. It's going to take all the chakra, including the people on the planet. And then Amado says, in a way, that will be easy for you all to find it. And big shots to Amado, because it seemed like he was multiple steps ahead of Jigen, because he's wanting to help the Heavenly Village, and not just them, but the entire planet. So that's why he made sure that they were able to go see him, quote unquote, meaning the Otsutsuki inside of Jigen, aka Ishiki Otsutsuki. Now this part right here, I felt like we was so close to get information on Ishiki, because Sasuke says, who is he? And after I read that page or that panel, I'm like, oh my gosh, we better get more information on Ishiki, yes sir. And then Amado says, hold up, there's a proper sequence to this. Let's take it step by step. I'm like, bruh, just answer the question. But look, that's good though, because if that's the case, that means that we'll still be getting information from Amado in the next couple of chapters, or until he tells the Heavenly Village everything about Kara, Ishiki, the vessel, everything. Now this is where it gets very intense. Amado says, if you did go there, you should have seen that Jigen possesses the Ten Tails. It's a different one that you battled before. Unfortunately, I don't know where this one came from. Now this is huge news, so I don't know if every Ten Tails has like the exact same amount of power, or this is a stronger Ten Tails than before, or anything. It almost took everyone up in the war to defeat the Ten Tails. But now since Naruto is much older, much stronger, he's able to get everybody chakra to help them defeat the Ten Tails. So I feel like it shouldn't be a big worry unless this Ten Tails is much stronger than the one before. But the Otsutsuki always utilize a Ten Tails when they assault a planet, for it is the Ten Tails that becomes the divine tree. So basically the Ten Tails is the seedling. First they plant the Ten Tails in the ground, and then it grows into the divine tree, and eventually it will become the chakra fruit. Once they harvest the chakra fruit, and they move on to the next planet and repeat the same process. That's the Otsutsuki for you. So this is huge information, man. It's like Amado is the real plug, man. I think he is the MVP of this chapter, definitely. And this scene right here, it hurt my feelings because we were so close to get information on Jigen and Ishiki. Shout out to Sasuke Uchiha. But he said, it's whoever put the karma on Jigen, because you said Jigen was originally an ordinary human. He became an Otsutsuki because of the karma. That was a question for Amado to answer, which would give us more information on Jigen and Ishiki. And then he was getting a transmission from a colleague at the Kara hideout, where basically he used his glasses as a projection at the Kashin Koji versus Jigen fight. So they probably won't continue that question until the Kashin Koji and Jigen fight is over with. And then watching the Kashin Koji versus Jigen fight, I have a huge theory that I'm gonna make as a separate video, so stay tuned for that. So now going back to the Kashin Koji and Jigen conversation, Jigen says, you conspired with Amado to crash that ship in order to allow Kawaki to escape. And this is huge because this isn't just a projection with no sound, but this also has sound. Basically, Kawaki says, let me escape. What? What the heck? So this is huge. So that means whenever Jigen says you're Jiraiya, that's gonna be good news for everybody. But yeah. And then Amado says, Kashin Koji is one of my only collaborator within Kara. He is sharing what his scout told is seeing in the real time. And Jigen seems pretty upset that they let Kawaki escape. And Boruto says, that's Jigen. So that's him. And then back to Jigen, he says, I want to know yours and Amado's motives for why y'all want to rise up against me. And like, I feel like in this entire chapter, it's like we was so close to get more information, and then they immediately rushed over to the fight. Kashin Koji throws about 4 kunais at Jigen, and then he immediately gets behind Kashin Koji and stabs him with 4 chakra rods. And this scene was definitely deja vu because it was the exact same scene of Jirai getting stabbed by Pain. But the only difference was Jirai was on the ground and Kashin Koji is standing up whenever he got attacked. But guess what? It was a shadow clone jutsu and the fight is going to begin. And then Kashin Koji says, my motive is simple. I have no interest in the chakra fruit from the beginning. I was created to kill you. So this is amazing news that Amado curated Kashin Koji to go kill Jigen off rip. But still, I want to know more information on why Amado did this and who Kashin Koji really is. And that will be the end of chapter 45. If y'all enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy Lord 7th and we out.